XRP just arrived in. Cathie would, stunned all of us. Is today the day it happens? We also received some tragic news, about which we will discuss. But like we do every Monday morning, this is your weekly reminder. Investing in cryptocurrencies is dangerous. Lee, a rug pull, bankruptcy, wallet hack, smart contract hack, or even a Schlitcoin heading to zero may literally cost you all of your money. Never invest more than you would be able to afford lost. Quite very vital. And on that, all I need from you is that you offer me a lovely smile to transmit those positive, decent energy. Monday likes are free, thus smishity crush-like button. Say not that I neglect to treat you, then you know what? I will start with the somber news a little bit, and then we will go to positive news. Correct? Therefore, Mr. Wilfix here belongs in the XRP community. He created XRP vids, though he passed away just a few days ago, and it was reported on his channel. Truth be told, I had not seen Mr. Fix's movies before. Therefore, it is always depressing when a person who is serving the society passes away regarding cryptocurrencies. So, I am with you if someone knows or has seen his channel previously and you know you're feeling low. I can sense it. And ideally his family is doing good. One could say, I believe it is someone here. I'm not sure who it is, his wife or star. It's unknown. It's a minor picture. Still, hopefully, they are doing okay. And you know, occasionally we get this kind of news, but I'm sure he will be delighted if the XRP community is strong and keeps on supporting one another without any fighting. And he most likely wants XRP pricing to reach the heavens. Actually, see you then. Yes? And hopefully, on XRP, you are also grinning up above. Let us thus return to finish the dismal material. Let us now turn to the news and events occurring here. XRP is so at $2.24, down less 1% on the day. Bitcoin stands at 105,943. Bitcoin hit here, $2.29, and started selling off in the well-known Sunday night sell-off or Monday morning sell-off when it hit all the way at $1.0604 XRP. Right now, we are witnessing a tiny recovery. This was thus following yesterday's surge up, the breakout. Looking at the 1-hour chart will show XRP. There was a trend line here, and it was able to break free. That would thus be a positive indication. Of course, if you go and look, there is still a sell signal. But some of the moving averages, especially the short term, have flipped into buys. And I indeed checked this a few minutes ago. It wasn't unbiased. That depends on where it is on the minute, and that varies. But Bitcoin hit the level of resistance. You was turned down from it after seeing quite beautifully. Watching what occurs here today will be fascinating. Just a quick review. We have the Atlanta Fed speaking today, but we also have trade negotiations between the US-China. It will begin in London today and perhaps finish there as well. And of course, should we find a positive note out of that, that might be a massive, momentous event for the markets. That is therefore where I believe the market will be heading today. It might flippity-flop, I suppose. Particularly if the president announces from Basant, there could be a lot of volatility. Thus, pay close attention for that. Today may be quite wild. Of course, we also have a fast review of CPI and PPI this week on Wednesday and Thursday. So, you should be aware whether that is the case should you have missed the videos last night. Perfect. Really quite crucial to keep in mind. And the index of crypto fear and greed remains at greed, correct? Remember, It fell into the 40s, 45 on June 6th, and we experienced a sell-off. But we are seeing the greed return as the market heals. This is a fee-shaped recovery, as you pointed out. Following that, sell-off occurs really quickly. Thus, once more, it will be fascinating to observe where the markets move here today, should we receive any encouraging news from outside the market. Just now, massive or whatever. None at all. Not at all. 15, 10. But not like 30, 40, 50. You may occasionally see that happening on Monday morning. South Korea is traveling quickly, as their presidentially appointed ex-head, CEO chairman of the Presidential Policy Office, South Korea, to start a digital asset committee to amend their crypto laws, a crueler crypto pro-signal. We discussed how perhaps possibly pro-crypto their new president is. Their laws are going to be reformed and changed, and thus they are beginning to migrate. Luckily, we know South Korea loves XRP. Ideally, then, that will help South Koreans and their crypto holdings. Given the great proportion of South Koreans that hold cryptocurrencies, it will be fascinating to see what shakes out of this. Ripple supports Japan's digital asset startup ecosystem with up to $200,000 in grant money per project for early-stage firms, leveraging the XRP ledger by partnering with Web3 Salon. We talked about the hackathon that happened yesterday and the day before, and now we're seeing Ripple continue to support with the money that they have to support startups building on the XRP ledger, trying to grow it, trying to make it more robust, trying to have more projects, trying to have more traffic on the XRPL, and that's very, very important. Indeed. This is thus they keep doing, and we will see how many more of these kind of supports Ripple offers into the future. Another week, another reserve of Bitcoin. Regarding Bitcoin's problem, meanwhile, the provider of Bitcoin insurance reveals 220.4 Bitcoin treasury worth $220 million. More and more businesses opening treasuries for cryptocurrencies mean that we are always receiving these notifications. Once more, this can have two sides as well. Seeing as these businesses are growing will be quite fascinating. How would they respond should we experience a 30% decline? Will they buy the dip, or will they go crazy and start selling their belongings? And it will be rather fascinating to see, since particularly businesses with investors and such, there don't seem to be many publicly traded businesses here. There are few. You have to consider all those things, though, if you have publicly traded corporations, since they have shareholders and the board and other things. Again, it will be really fascinating to see how these businesses respond. And once more, these businesses start piling enormous volumes, 220 million. Though you say, okay, this is a firm. Is a retail coming in and purchasing 2,222 million worth of Bitcoin? Most likely not. Indeed. Perhaps a set of retail stores, but we keep seeing these businesses more and more every single day, ever increasing numbers. We will also find ourselves in a scenario which not